Hey guys, welcome back here on a Friday night. We're not typically on a Friday night, but tonight's going to be a great night. We have an amazing guest with us next, Erin Coburn. Let me bring her on screen here. Hey, Erin, how are you?
Good. How are you? I've got
I'm
Brandon here with
good.
me.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I should.
Oh no, you're good.
I'm leaving some of those introductions to you there.
Yeah, this is Brandon Pettiford, my drummer.
I do good to remember my own name on days. So I am so glad you are here. I've been listening to your music for a bit now, and before you were pitched to me, and I was like, sure, yeah, we'll do it. And then I was listening more and more and going back and listening to the other albums because this one's the third, correct?
The third album is Out From Under, but the newest
That's right.
single is
Yeah, the newest single is
Mhm.
so that's heading towards the fourth album.
Yeah.
um, but I was thinking I was going to point out because you were in during sound check you did Roundabout, a little bit of Roundabout, and
Yeah.
which is on the third album.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, your influences, for one, I saw like Cage the Elephant, Bad Flower, the Black Keys.
Oh yeah.
And then I kept hearing like Sean James, and I heard some Kenny Wayne Shepherd. So I mean, there's a lot of great influence there.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, but you own that guitar and these songs like you've been doing this like you've been doing this for 50 years. So tell us about how you got started and and got these albums going, and what made you decide this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah, so when I was younger, I actually used to want to be a neurobiologist. I was like, that's what I'm going to be, because I watched Big Bang Theory, and that's what Amy Farrah Fowler did. I'm like, that's me, right there. And I was playing music at the time. I think I was like 9, maybe, or 10. Haven't had my first gig yet, but I got my first. I kind of was going to jam sessions, and my guitar teacher was bringing me to some of his gigs and stuff. So I thought this was kind of cool, But I never thought, oh, this is going to be my profession.
Right.
And then I went to this one jam session, and they're like, "Hey, do you have a band? You're really good." And I'm like, "Oh, no, thank you, but I don't have a band. I'm in a band, but I don't have one." I was playing for a classic rock band at the time, and so I went and I got some friends together, and I like some people from the jam session that I had met, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And we booked our first show. I think I was like 11 or 12, and I was like, and then at the end of the night, it's not about the money, but at the end of the night when I got paid, I was like, I was this young kid, and I'm like, whoa, I just got paid to do something I love. Okay, why don't I do this more? So the whole neurobiologist thing kind of went out the window, and then because I realized I was in biomedical class, and we were dissecting some stuff, and I realized that's really not for me. So music it was, and yeah. That's kind of how it came about.
Yeah, and you don't have to you don't have to sit in class as long as you would have to have the other degree.
No, I learn on the job here.
Yeah,
so
it is on the job training.
Yes.
And so you get to learn while you enjoy doing what you love. So, which I think it's because I'm going to be rude, only because I know I'm probably twice as old as you. How old are you now?
I'm 19. I turned 19 in June.
See, look, somebody 19 that can rock like you do is crazy to me. So are your parents, they must be really cool parents, for one, and to have introduced you to a lot of music.
Oh yeah.
But how are they with you choosing this as a profession?
Extremely supportive.
Well, that because I mean the other line of work we're going to go into is typically the doctor, the lawyer, the everything. When we have children, we're like, oh, this is what they're going to be. But yeah, so I was curious how they feel about it.
Yeah, they've been behind it 100% this whole time. A lot of my friends, after getting out of high school, they were like, okay, I'm going to go straight to college. And I was like, I thought I'm going to do that. I know exactly where I want to go. I'm going to do this and all that. And then once I realized that, wow, this is a full-time job already, and I'm loving every second of it. Like my parents didn't question anything at any point in time. They were just like full support at all times. My mom, she always kids. She was like, I learned over the years not to tell you no, because you would do it anyway, and it turned out okay. So with the music stuff. So, but yeah, they are the best parents I could ask for. So, and they're both extremely creative too.
And so are they? I assume that they are part of your team, and that goes with you everywhere, and still offers advice.
Yeah. My mom tours this a lot. My dad has a full-time job, but at the same time, he's building my recording studio. So he does a lot of stuff. But yeah, my mom does all the bookings, and both of them have given me incredible advice over the years, and still are.
That's amazing. And I have a 32-year-old daughter and a 22-year-old son, and my daughter is in the medical field, but my son loves music, and it's hard for me to there's no way I can say to him, hey, you can't do that, because for one, I do something in this industry, and I have a lot of friends that do stuff in this industry, so there's no way I could tell him, don't do that. Plus I see what the creativity and how mentally healthy it is too.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, people, we obviously we need doctors and we need nurses, but we also need the mental side of things, as far as like, keeping people happy. Like, a world without music is a world I wouldn't want to live in. So, the more music, I feel like the more people feel less alone. Because if, there's music for every single feeling out there. And I think that's awesome, because, people are bringing people together that, once felt not connected, they felt disconnected.
Right. So. Well, and I think I feel a lot of that on the third album. Hang on, because Out From Under.
Yeah.
Because it's a movement, a musical movement in the songs, because there's some really heavy things, then there's some lighthearted things.
Yeah.
And the music flows with that. So it does take you through a lot of emotions, which I love. And I love artists that are not scared to put it out there, even if you've got to put the little E next to it, because there's something in there that, hey, everybody has that, and everybody feels that. And so it's great to have artists that aren't afraid to give listeners that side of themselves too, and be that vulnerable. And so I appreciate that in a songwriter and an artist. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Something for everyone,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because, if I'm completely honest, like 95% of the music that is on my playlist is country, and country from, older traditional country to the current stuff. But then every now and then there's the rock or something else. And so it excites me when I can have an artist that I meet and I'm like, okay, I'm totally putting them on my playlist now, because I want that in rotation too. There's
absolutely
some days you need something other than that. So
I totally understand. Yeah, there's I have months where I'll be like, okay, I'm on a hard rock kick, and then another month where I'll be listening to smooth jazz, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where that came from, but sometimes you need a mix up. I'm sure Brandon can say the same. Yeah.
Well, if you only had one-sided personality, then that would be worrisome. But everybody who has multiple sides to their personality and lets it out, especially in such a creative way, I'm not worried about them.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the ones who don't.
Yeah, and it's like an adventure too when you get to listen to new music. I'm always trying to find different genres I can listen to, because it's just like I'm going on a different journey, something totally unexpected.
Yeah. So my better half, who just commented as Road Dog Media Group, said that he's trying to get me to the rock side.
Oh,
he does. So he does. And I keep saying, we'll get more. The majority, he's over here. Rock. Okay.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But, most of my connections are and my relationships are in Nashville with the country side of things. So it's great when we have a PR firm that we work with that's like, hey, will you do something other than country? I'm like, yes. It just happens that and because we've put up stuff about bad flour, so I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
hey, that's cool. And
Yeah.
so anyway, I love it, and I'm so excited. So let's just talk about it, or stop talking about it. The newest single is "The Misfit."
This is correct. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the songs. I know it said in your bio and things that one, it's not meant as a negative connotation.
Mm-mm.
It's to be a misfit is definitely not negative. So tell us how this song came about, and then I want you to play it for us.
Yeah, yeah. So ever since I was little, I remember watching the the Christmas special with Rudolph. Like, why am I such a misfit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, and we watch it every year, and it's always in my head though, like year round. Like I'm singing Christmas songs year round, and so I I was like, misfit is such a cool thing, but you know when I was younger and in high school, I would look at that and I'd be like, wow, that's kind of how I feel, I just try to force myself into what everyone else was doing in high school, or what everyone else liked to do, or like to wear, or like to act. I would try to fit in. And when I left high school halfway through sophomore year to go to a online high school for gifted and talented students. And I had no interaction with people my age on there, which was great because I never felt like I fit in. So I was like,
Right.
"Oh, this is much better." I became my own best friend, and it made me realize even more that after watching that Christmas special again, after that, I was like, "Wow, this is kind of cool." So I've kind of reflected on that over the years, and on my phone, I always write down song lyrics and stuff in the notes. And I swear I've written the word misfit at least like every week on a notepad. And I'm like, I'm going to write this. So I was over at Brandon's house, and I just boom, and then he laid the drums down, and it was just like, yeah, this is right. So it was like the misfit anthem. That's kind of wanted it to be like.
It is a really cool song too. And yeah, the land of the misfit toys. Only
yeah.
Who said being a misfit was bad? Like,
no, it's cool.
It's not. And you have a lot of people that are saying they're misfits too. And
I know.
okay with it.
My fans are like, me too. And I'm like, yes.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give you the screen if you would like to do the current single for us. So
totally.
Here's Erin with The Misfit.
All right. Okay, I get it. I'm on the outside looking in. Big dreams, but I'm different. I like to be the misfit. Woo! I know who I am. I'm not someone else. When I'm in the room, I'm the elephant. Little misfit sitting by myself. Tell me I don't fit in. I know damn well I'm in my own skin. Fits me quite well. I'm the one setting trends, living to rebel. So I gotta tell them, okay, I get it. I'm on the outside looking in. Big dreams, but I'm different. I like to be the misfit. My misfit. My misfit. My misfit. Misfit. Don't do what I'm told. I do my own thing. While most drive down the right side, I'm running up the other way. Tell me I don't fit in. I know damn well I've been living my own skin. Fits me quite well. Setting trends, living to rebel. So I gotta tell them, okay, I get it. I'm on the outside looking in. Big dreams, but I'm different. I like to be the misfit. My misfit. My misfit. My misfit. Misfit. outside looking in. Big dreams, but I'm different. I like to be the misfit. Okay, I get it. I'm on the outside looking in. Big dreams, but I'm different. I like to be misfit. 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 Hi, Kevin.
Okay, that was amazing. Even, sometimes I'm thinking I hate to put artists in a position when they have to play a song that when it's produced and it's mastered, that it is very heavy.
Oh yeah,
musically. And then I'm thinking, okay, I'm putting you on the spot to do it live, but I mean, you blew that away, Erin. That
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, it's the first time we've done that song. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No. But it always surprises me because it's amazing.
It's cool to hear like the stripped down versions, at least. Like it's fun to do those,
Well, and I was thinking, during this whole quarantine pandemic thing, we as fans have been able to see an intimate side of the artists that we love.
Yeah.
And so I've wondered what's going to happen when live concerts come back again, where we can go and sit in a stadium or in a venue and be with that artist again. Are we going to miss that? I think we're going to miss a little bit of that intimacy in the stripped down stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, maybe more artists will do that at the same time as the other shows, but I mean, you never know. I don't know if things are going to go back to normal.
Well, but maybe it's just a new type of normal, yeah. a misfit normal.
Exactly. It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, because I do think we all feel like a misfit at times, and you see a lot of it on social media too, where people tend to say, "Hey, I don't think I fit into this category," and then it turns into a whole bullying situation or something totally different just because, or something damaging to people when you're just different. You're not. I would hate it if we all were the same.
Yeah.
Life would be very boring, and
yes.
so would music.
I can agree with that.
Let's so you write all your stuff.
Yes.
And you play. You don't just play. You just don't play the electric guitar though. You had to be an overachiever.
I do. I have electric ukulele too. I play that, and then also bass, and I'm learning piano, but I know some keys, so and vocal cords.
Which, by the way, I saw you rocking out on a live with your ukulele, and I was like, I told Mark, I'm like, look at this girl. If you just don't look at it, she's rocking. Then when you look and go, oh my gosh, it's a ukulele.
Yeah. People call it all kinds of things. They're like, oh, I love your mandolin. And I'm like, wait, ukulele. Okay. Yeah. Or they're like, that's a really small guitar. I'm like, yeah, I just decided to put my guitar in the dryer and then shave off 2 strings.
It's like a Shetland pony versus a horse.
Exactly.
You have the Shetland guitar.
Yep. Yes.
So you have some crazy fans here. So Ray,
I love my fans. Yes, Ray and Kevin, I see are on here. Hey, Ray.
And Kevin, someone pour water over him because you said hi to him.
Yeah, they were. I think I saw someone talk about the paint because of the music video for the Misfit. I don't know if you got to see that, but Ray was something.
Quick, somebody throw paint on her. Yeah. We'll have to look that up and share it on the page too.
Oh my gosh, please do, because it was a blast.
Well, it's always fun when you can make a mess and just have a good time with it. It was funny because about a month, I think it was about a month, or maybe I'm horrible at time, but I think about a month before I did the music video, I was on my my personal Facebook page asking if anyone
knew any places I could go to get a bunch of cardboard. And I quoted a crap ton of cardboard. And so I had like maybe like 70 comments of people saying, oh, you can go here, you can go here. And so I found a place and I went, and then they loaded me up. Like we have a transit van, and that whole van was just wall to wall cardboard. And I'm like, this is way more than I needed. And so we covered an entire room in cardboard to like make a cardboard box to make the set. And yeah, it was great though, because we had about 4 gallons of paint all over the floor and the walls and on me.
Gosh. Yeah, that had to be a lot of fun to do.
Yeah, it's like a dream of mine I never knew I had.
Well, I'm going to give you a challenge. And
okay.
So I'm going to ask you, if at the beginning of this whole quarantine, a lot of artists were doing deep cuts, and then they were calling it a deep cuts challenge. Mm-hmm. And artists were doing things that I hadn't heard in years or had never heard, and was glad they shared that. So if you had to choose a deep cut to do, whether it's one of your songs that you've never released or a song from one of your idols or somebody that has influenced you, what do you think you would pick, and could you play some of it for us?
I can do that. Okay, I think I'm gonna choose this one. So there's this guy named the Grand Ace, and he's actually local to Cincinnati, which I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio now. And we've been friends for a long time, but he is an incredible musician. And so I think I'm going to do his song called Go. So it's one of his older ones, but the first time I listened to this, I like to listen to everything, and like anywhere from hip hop to rock to R&B to, like I said, smooth jazz or anything like that. And so he's on like the hip hop aspect of things, but the hip hop I was listening to was like really angry and like, you know, like almost rock driven. And his was just a nice change of pace, because he has a positive outlook on everything. And that's why I think I like his music so much, because it's just like, it puts a smile on my face.
Right.
So, yeah, we'll do this song.
All right. I'll give you the screen.
We'll just do a small clip of it, because I don't know all his words. All right. Why you seem so opposed for a moment? Walk away, go so close, while it's go time. Check for corners, throw shades from the sideline, giving us the run around. Just go, Eli, 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 Eli. Go, Eli, Eli, Eli. Hey. That's a small snippet of it, but I don't know the rest of the words.
So I think you need to get with him, and you all need to cut that. I haven't heard his version, but it sounded really cool on your version of it. And I wrote it down so I can go back and look, because I think that'll be cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, we need to get him on board here.
Oh,
and then have you all get that released.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've actually been talking to him about doing some collaboration. So definitely in the future, there will be some new music with the Grand Ace.
Well, make sure you keep us informed. So you're in Cincinnati now, but you are from Kentucky?
So it's kind of weird. I was born in Cincinnati, but then I moved to Kentucky at a young age. So I basically say I'm from Kentucky. And I lived there up until like a month ago. And then now I'm on the east side of Cincinnati.
Okay, because we're in Shepherdsville, so right outside of Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
So we're 2 hours and 15 minutes from Nashville, but this is normally we're in an RV full time traveling the country.
Oh my gosh.
Right now it's with everything going on, we're having to be a little stationary here, and so that's what we're doing. We can't, but we are looking forward to getting back on the road.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm with you here.
I know. I can only imagine, because, musicians and artists of all types, and this is not a negative connotation either, are gypsies. I mean, being out on the road and seeing different cities and different places is something I think almost every artist, musician, anybody that's an artist on that side of anything, that's where they want to be.
Yeah,
it's always changing.
I agree. I've told Brandon, I was like, I feel like I'm more at home when I'm on the road than when I come home.
Yeah.
Because like, and I think home is not like where you are. It's like the people around you. Because like when I'm on the road, I get to be with my band. I get to be with my family. I get to be with my fans, you know. And I feel like that's again, it's like the thing of like fitting in. Not that I fit in, but I feel like we all belong, kind of thing. Not to be cheesy, but
no, there is a song, and I'm going to email it to you because I don't expect you to have pen and paper ready. But it's by Holly Williams. Oh, you sure do. Look at you.
I am prepared.
Holly Williams, and she is the granddaughter of Hank Williams.
Oh my gosh.
And her song, The Highway.
The Highway.
So then I'm going to say that's going to be a personal request from me to you that at some point I would love for you to, even if it's just during one of your lives, to do, because it talks about that exact, I miss the boys. I miss the road. I miss it. So when you were talking about that just now, all I kept thinking was The Highway by Holly Williams, because you would so own that song.
I love it. I will give it a listen.
Okay. So I'm so glad. Pen and paper ready.
Yeah, I'm always prepared. I have to have it ready because like I have lyrics flying into my head like 24/7.
Well, I tell you what, give us you want to do another one for us? Whatever you want to do. This one's your pick.
Let the words fly. All right. Let's do Let the Words Fly. Oh, release me now. You want me to break out. Oh, release me now. Don't make me shout. Oh, don't put me under pressure. My mind must be free. Oh, don't put me under pressure. Release me. Let the words fly. Yeah. Oh, let the words fly now. And then fly away. Let the words fly. And then fly, and then fly. Whoa, whoa. Let the words fly now. And then fly away. Woo! Yeah. You got the beat. We all have these moments in time and space. Can't you know it? Just look at your face. Oh, can't you see when to let go? Oh, can't you tell out and say no? Oh, can't you see when to let go? Oh, can't you tell out and say no? Yeah, I have to know the time and day. Oh, when to go and when to say hey. I have to know the time and day. Oh, when to go and when to say hey. When to stay away. Aha. Aha. When to stay away. Aha. Let the words fly. Yeah. Oh, let the words fly now. And then fly away. Let the words fly. And then fly and fly. Whoa, whoa. Let the words fly now. And then fly away. Take a break, yeah. Take a couple of breaks, Take a few breaks now. Ooh, take a lot of breaks now. Let the words fly, yeah. Oh, let the words fly now. And then fly away. Let the words fly. And then fly, and then fly. Whoa, whoa. Let the words fly now. And then fly away. Let the words fly. Oh, let the words fly now. And then fly away. Let the words fly. Let them fly. Let them fly. Let them fly. Oh, let the words fly now. And then fly away.
mean, like I don't even have any words. It's, amazing. I mean,
Thank you.
epic guitar playing is what they're saying too. I mean, yeah,
Oh yeah.
and I have no words other than amazing, and that's just getting redundant. But
Thank you. We're letting our words fly here.
I'll have to expand my vocabulary on descriptive words to
Oh,
use with you.
well, believe me, every time like I have to like not have to like I love doing it, but every time like I do interviews or like online like interviews too, like I swear I feel like I use awesome at least 20,000 times. I'm like, oh my gosh, and then I like say epic, and it's just like I've said that 20,000. I'll figure something out, but maybe we need to invent some new descriptive words.
Yeah. Well, we could do that.
Yeah.
We could just have a big Zoom meeting with a bunch of artists and journalists, and all come up with different verbiage
Yes.
and descriptive some adjectives. Yeah, we'll just
That'd
have
be perfect.
yeah, we'll do
Yes.
that. Erin, thank you so much for being with us. I mean,
Thank you.
I'm so glad we did this, and I'm so glad that I finally got to meet you, and I cannot believe you're only 19 years old.
Yeah. And Brandon just turned 21, I think, like 2 weeks ago. So a couple of youngins here.
Definitely a lot younger than me. However, I can't wait to see what happens for you in the future. I know this year's kind of weird with the venues and not having these live shows, but I think it gives everybody a time to just kind of be still and focus on what's going to happen when the new normal starts coming around, and I think it will.
And like you said, it's nice because I mean, everyone's kind of feeling the same kind of way right now. You know, we're all on the edge of our seats and kind of a little stressed. So it's nice to be able to actually sit down with, with fans or artists and just talk, just talk and spend some quality time, because like you said, we don't normally do that at shows. It's kind of like go, go, go.
Right.
So it's kind of cool to just get on a different level.
And maybe that, everything happens for a reason. And maybe the reason was we all just needed to slow down and connect. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
But I am glad that we were able to, and I look forward to being able to see you. I mean, if you're just in Cincy, then, again, you're like an hour and 45 away from us. So
yeah. We tour around. So once COVID's lifted too, we have some more shows scheduled. So
everybody can, and we've been trying to tell people, I know times are tough and some people don't have jobs and can't afford to purchase merch and do virtual tip jars and things like that. But one way that you all can always support an artist is to stream the music. Spotify, all streaming services.
And YouTube too.
YouTube, yes. YouTube streaming, because they do get paid for that. So it's another way to support them without having to purchase something. You can just sit and stream it. And you've got some great music to listen to. I'm preaching to the choir that's in here. I know that, but the ones that maybe haven't heard of you before or who are just being introduced to you, please go and get it all, stream it, and check her out on all social media platforms. Visit the website erincoburnmusic.com, and hopefully we'll have you back here soon.
I'd love to be back.
I want to have you back when you've got the highway down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got it. we'll work on that.
Well, Brandon, and I don't want to leave you out, thank you for hanging with us tonight too. And
thank you.
It's been a lot of fun. I think the future is just so bright for you. I'm in awe, honestly. So
thank you. Thanks for having us. This has been a blast, and it's thank you again to my fans that came on tonight and hung out with us.
Yeah, and y'all make sure. I noticed somebody said they shared it to 17 groups. So
that's either Ray or Kevin, I think. Man, they're amazing. Just it's so cool how like they have created the biggest community of people that just share like new artists, and I couldn't be more thankful. So yeah, they're amazing.
It's all about those fans too, getting it. More friends friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say that everyone feels more like a friend to me than a fan, especially now that we're all kind of on this level, like we can just talk, and it's always been like that for me. I always try to respond to comments and respond to DMs, because I mean, we're all just people trying to find more people to connect with. So Yeah.
That is true. So that's a really cool way of putting it too.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, we are going to leave it on that note. We're going to disconnect here, but you can keep up with her and connect with her on all social media platforms. Her website. Get to a show when she's able to. She's still doing Facebook Lives and
Oh yeah.
and things like that. So there's no reason to miss out on her. I will definitely be in the rooms now myself because I am a fan and a friend as well. So
Oh,
thank you,
thank you.
Erin. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Have a good one too.
Okay, bye bye.
Rock on.